Can you see into my bedroom back there in this shot? Anyways, hello everyone. My name is Peter, and I'm joining you today to once again celebrate the occasion of drawing some lines on a piece of paper. This video is sponsored by Apealz, and in the previous Apealz sponsored video, we drew lines that we ended up scanning and putting on the back of my phone, and we did a giveaway for some of these phone skin stickers. Here are the winners of the skins, the stickers, okay? So those people will receive emails. Keep an eye out if you're one of them. And here is a concept that I mentioned, okay? Check it out. Putting these are Apealz that I've stuck here, just blank white ones, and they made me realize that I don't actually have white walls. Weirdly, and how dirty and patched. Anyways, it made me feel very self-conscious about my walls. Anyways, I've put these here to show our goal here. So here's another one of the iPhone Apealz. And if you're going to put the iPhone Apeal, like any of the phone stickers that you might have won on anything that's not a phone, you can just keep the little square that would go over the camera part. And see, this goes right here. So that's part one of our, what would you call this? Like a thing? The idea is that today we're going to draw in this square a roughly 3 by 7 inch rectangle, which is supposed to be a bumper sticker, but I recommend, and encourage you that it can be an anything sticker. As you can see, it can just be a wall sticker or put on your sketchbook sticker. So today we're going to go draw in this, and as always, remember that if you want to go draw your own art, put it on your own Apealz, and sell it on Apealz.com, you can monetize your art a little bit that way. They're getting bigger quicker. Like this one even took me a while. This one took me double a while. Let's go draw. You're 3 feet away. Also, we'll be doing a giveaway for some of these bumper stickers. There's a link in the description for that. You're going to need the keyword bumper, B-U-M-P-E-R, bumper. And I'm going to be putting another one of my songs at the end of this video. Just like my last Apealz video, I shared a song, and you all shared with me a lot of really good advice. Some of you were just saying nice things about it, but there was a lot of good feedback. I don't know how much of that feedback went into this song in particular, because I think at that time when I read the feedback, this song was almost already complete. But don't worry, I store it all away in my head, and it comes out when it's needed, the feedback and advice and the tips and tricks and everything. So I appreciate it. So enjoy. And once again, I'm using my fine nibbed Peter pen for this drawing on cardstock paper. And in other news, I've been back on my walking habit again lately, and I've noticed that my propensity to go on walks is heavily dependent on how good the audio book is that I'm currently listening to, because I really only go on walks if I'm currently listening to an audio book. And for a while there, I was going at it strong. I was really happy that I was going on lots of walks because it felt, it felt healthy for me, right? I was living an otherwise almost entirely sedentary lifestyle, and I felt like it was good to get the blood flowing, get my heart rate at least slightly above resting, whatever that is. And I don't know, it just felt like it was something that was not bad to be doing. If anything, it was pretty good. And anyways, at first my walking was going good. I was going walking every day, sometimes twice a day, once in, like the afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, then once more at night. But then I stopped. My walking habit died out. I wasn't going walking every day. And it wasn't until I started listening to another good audio book that I realized I had stopped walking because I had gotten to like a really kind of boring, dry part. in the audiobook. And maybe that's what had been keeping me going in the first place, that I wanted to listen. Also, I've noticed that sometimes I cut my walks short because something in the audiobook gets me kind of like hyped up and motivated and excited, mostly to get home and draw. Like I suddenly get like, I get motivated, right? And I have trained myself to, like, anytime I feel that urge to draw, if I feel like even the slightest inclination to draw, to like latch onto that, to jump on it, to almost throw everything else aside. The one of the main things I don't throw aside is social things, like going and hanging out with friends, because I feel like that's one of the few things that's keeping me sane in life, is having some friends. So I'll put aside drawing for friends, but almost anything else I will stop dead in the middle of. Like if I'm playing a game or watching TV or trying to sleep or going on a walk, or doing anything else. If I feel like that little urge, I don't know if anyone else ever feels this for drawing or for anything else, but if I feel that urge, like, oh, I want to draw, like I want to create, I want to make something, I feel like I could do that right now, I'll go do it. And I think a big important part of being able to go do that immediately is to have, if possible, not everyone has the space or the luxury of being able to do this, but to have a space dedicated for drawing, even if it's just like a small space on your desk, or just having like a notebook and a pen set out all the time, so that I don't know. I just know that feeling can go away again really, really quick, right? So it's good to be able to just sit down and and take advantage of it as quickly as possible. Because if you have to sit there and start clearing a space or look for your pen, or uh, you know, I don't know, a million other things to be able to start drawing, sometimes the feeling goes away and you end up, doing a million other things instead of the drawing that you felt that urge for, and then it's just another day gone without creative expression. Oh, sad face. Which isn't the end of the world. It's fine. But it's nice to have it when you can have it. And so lately I've been walking twice a day again, once in the afternoon, maybe like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then once. Usually I walk also between like 10 and 12 at night. Sometimes even after midnight, I go for a walk, and it's usually like 2 or 3 miles. And I will say that there is a distinct difference in the vibe of the walk at these two times of day. First of all, walking late at night, it's made me realize and come to terms, like yes, I probably do, and probably have many times in my life, without thinking about it, taken and used my like male privilege of not being afraid of being out alone late at night. I live in a pretty safe neighborhood, I think, but I don't even, most of the time I'm not even afraid of being out in the dark late at night alone. But then I think, like 19 out of 20 walks, I never see anyone else out here. Like I'm usually completely alone, which is why I like it. Because at night I never see anyone. It usually feels like the houses are all completely abandoned and dark and no one lives there. And to me it feels like I really do live in a simulation where, the universe is, and the universe just isn't bothering rendering any of the other people in the world. Like, yeah, there are houses here, but we haven't bothered to make it look like it's actually lived in. But I just walk down the street, and these are like little residential streets. And what I love to do is I walk right down the middle of the roads. And that might sound really dangerous, but I do that with the assumption that any car that comes behind me will have its headlights on. And granted, sometimes people do drive around without their headlights on by accident or maybe on purpose for some weird, nefarious reason. But I'm only listening to audiobooks, so I can still hear pretty good. I can usually hear cars before I see them even, but usually I can see cars from a long ways away because their headlights light up everything. But some of the other weird things about walking late at night is you do kind of start to imagine you see and hear things. I personally mostly imagine I see things. Like there are a lot of cars parked by the side of the road, and if someone saw me, they would probably think I was weird for a number of reasons. First of all, because I'm walking down the middle of the road at midnight, and I also look pretty intently at all the cars that I'm walking by. They probably think I'm casing them to steal from them. But what is really freaky is every now and then I've walked close to a car, and then at the last moment, when I'm right next to the car, I realize that there is someone sitting in the parked car, and it scares me half to death. So I try to look I look at all the cars and try to figure out if there's people in them or not before I get right next to them. And sometimes it's weirdly difficult to figure out if there's people in them, because there's like these street lights, which are weirdly far and few between. I think some people just request street lights. I think they only put up street lights in front of some people's houses if they request it or something like that. I can't figure out the pattern, the method, but there's like these street lights casting weird shadows through and into cars that make me have to really like stare and squint and try to figure out, like, is there a person sitting very still and creepily in that car? And usually there isn't. But then sometimes I'm like, no, there's not. And then right when I get up to it, I think there is. And then no, there isn't. So I do get a little bit freaked out walking alone late at night, but usually it's just very nice because it's like it's like I'm in my own little world. Because most times I don't see anyone. But I mean, like the other night, I was walking down the middle of the road, and sometimes I think I start to subconsciously do weird things with my arms. Like sometimes I have my arms straight out to the side, like I'm an airplane or like I'm T-posing or something, because I don't know, it just feels better. Sometimes I put my arms up in the air, like someone's holding me up, like someone's like point their revolver at me, reach for the sky. I have my hands up, like hands up. I have my hands up like that partly because I get my pits get a little bit swampy, right? So it provides some airflow to my armpits if I have my arms up, and also I just kind of like I swing, I like gently. I'm doing it right now, but you can't see me. I like just kind of like move my arms around, and it feels nice to walk and like move my arms around in a kind of, I don't know, like Tai Chi fashion, kind of like a controlled moving energy around me. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to try to explain it, but it probably looks very weird. And then I was walking, and then I was like zoned out, listening to my audiobook, walking, doing weird things with my arms, and then suddenly, boom, there was a woman next to me walking the opposite direction. She was walking her dog, and I'm pretty sure I jumped. I hope she could tell that she scared me, and that I probably scared her because I jumped and because I was a weird dude walking down the middle of the street, and because I jumped next to her. But because if I had seen her earlier, I wouldn't have stayed in the middle of the street, you know. I would have given her a little more space, but it was midnight, okay? Why? What was someone doing walking at midnight, after all? Also, the weather's been nicer lately, which makes it nice because when it's really cold, the layer problem is even worse. The colder it is, the more annoying it is to have to... I only put on things when I walk, especially when it's cold, that can be unzipped or opened up. Because at the beginning of the walk, I'm always very cold. And then by the time the walk ends, I've worked up a lot of body heat that radiates out from the inside of me. And I have to gradually unzip things. And I just get really hot, right? Yeah, so the key is to wear several unzippable layers. And that's another reason why I like walking with my arms straight out at my sides, because it helps all the cold air to flow inside the various layers and flow down my arms and around my back. It just helps to cool everything down if you're hot. Yeah, so I don't know if it makes any sense or anything, but that's my walking update at the moment. So there you are. Looks pretty cool, right? That's what it looks like once it's been printed onto an Apealz sticker. They're like made out of fabric and stuff, and feels like they have pretty good quality. Now we could just go ahead and slap one right on here where it goes, but I want to show that I think these bumper stickers are actually a good size to put on sketchbooks. Ta-da! Now I feel even artsier and sketchier. But a big part of Apealz is that maybe you didn't want that on your sketchbook, and it's scary. Most stickers might ruin your sketchbook if you put it on there. No biggie. Take it, peel it off, and you can reuse it. In fact, I'm going to put this one right here. It's part of our collage. Wait, I actually put it there upside down, I just realized. It took me a second to look at it. Stick it, remove it, reuse it. I'm excited to see how the rest of this comes together. Stay tuned. Let me move the camera closer so you can see so far where we're at. What do you think? Pretty cool so far. Next time we do one of these videos, it'll be on this iPad skin. A biggin. I think I might actually go put one of these on my car. My first bumper sticker. Designed by me. Go get one of mine, link in the description, or go design your own. Put it up there and other people can buy it. I actually put it on the front bumper of my car because I don't like people staring at the butt of my car in traffic. And this bumper sticker will make them stare.